Good morning. It's Thursday Workday, and I am back from about an 8-day multifaceted trip. If you watched my roping memorial video that I did in honor of my son's mentor last year, I'm not a cowgirl, but he was a cowboy, and his father put on a roping memorial in his honor, and a lot of the team ropers from the area came, and I made a video that day, and you should check it out. It's really special. His father was so touched, I decided to go back for the second annual Mike Giannini Roping Memorial event. Oh, there you are. I know that face. It's 7:25 and Eric will be here in a half an hour, and I just wanted to get started, give you an idea of what we're doing today, what I've been up to, and all that jazz, so stick around. If there's any doubt about the problems I've had with mildew, this is what I faced when I came home. Sometimes it just doesn't pay to go away. I came home to an ant and fly invasion in the kitchen, which I had to deal with and am still dealing with. And I left with a running toilet that I had turned off because I knew it just couldn't be wasting that much water to let it run while I was gone. What else? Oh, my camera's not working properly. I'm shooting this at 250 shutter speed when I'm supposed to be shooting at 50. The dial is not working. My software that I edit my videos last night would not play. The program monitor would not play. And this morning it was chilly, and the first time the new heater with the new Nest thermostats, I get up and the heater's blasting, and there's a notification on this Nest thermostat that says some wiring is not properly connected, and I'm going, wiring? I had an old thermostat for 24 years. You put it on, you turn it off, and now I have this high-tech thing. I couldn't even figure out how to get the heater off, so I went upstairs to the other one and turned the temperature down so that the heat would go off. So and then there's all the things going on in my garden, such as this lavender, that beautiful lavender we planted a few weeks ago. I don't know if this is not enough water or if it's covered in mildew, because it's very hard to tell with lavender because it's kind of white and fuzzy anyway, and it just gets a little more white and fuzzy. Yesterday I was down at the garden center and I saw these gorgeous echinacea coneflower. Now, I have tried so hard to start coneflower and never been successful, and I just splurged and bought a couple of colorful plants because I need some color. I went into REI up in Minnesota. They have the same thing at all the stores, but my son lives near an REI outside of Minnesota. Go in there. I said, I need a new shirt. Everybody's seen all of my shirts. The shirts were so dull. As you can see. So I really need some color today. We're gonna get these planted, I don't know where, but somewhere that cheers me up. And I'm gonna do something about the corn. Yeah, so it is growing. but it's already the third week in September, so I have to do something radical. And I know, it's crazy, but I'm thinking about putting it back on the studio. I can't even say that without laughing. I'm thinking of putting it back on the studio roof. Now listen, hold on, listen to me. The squash was more of a tender plant than the corn. Corn needs lots of sun. The sun is dropping lower in the sky. It's not as intense. Where am I going to get the sun to grow that corn? I know it's impractical and crazy, but I got a new hose. Might be a little bit easier to water it. The other option, though it won't get as much sun, is those two big planters that I've had sweet potatoes in like the entire time I've had this show. I'm going to take those sweet potatoes out. We're going to harvest and see what they look like. And I was thinking about cramming them in there. I think they are 2 4x4s, which is, wait, that's only 8 square feet, and you really need 16. If you've been watching me for years, they were built out of the repurposed fence that used to go right around this porch. And I bought the best rollers to go on the bottom, but for whatever reason, very hard to roll. I was thinking I could roll them out to the end of the driveway every day and get some sun. So that's probably the smarter thing to do. Both of them are a pain. A total pain. I know, we got a lot of stuff. Hey, come here, you match my shirt today. Come here. We match today. Look, we match. Same color.
I like it.
I forgot to mention that the dwarf red okra was covered in aphids when I got back. So yesterday, I carefully bent them down into a container of soapy water and agitated them, and that's how I got them clean. The first thing we're doing is harvesting whatever's ready to be harvested, and I've got a few peppers, and there's a lot of eggplant back here, and Eric is grabbing all the figs, pineapple, guavas, and passion fruit.
Very nice.
This plant is really struggling, and I'm going to chop it way back as soon as some of these other peppers are ripe. Yeah?
And then take a picture right here. We got a lot of good ones.
Okay, hold on. This tree is loaded. Wow. They're not as big as they were, but there are so many. What am I going to do with all this? How many figs can you eat, Eric?
More than 15.
Look at that. Wow. Ooh, there's our nemesis right there. Can you catch him?
Yeah, you want it?
Yeah. You had your last bite of fig, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Not welcome. Yeah, so they'll eat figs if you don't get them harvested off the tree. Take care of that, will you?
Oh, I can put it in a little in the glass bottle. This, yummy. This is good.
Wow.
That's a lot. Oh, poo-poo. Oh, Let me go. Big one. Este es big coyote. It's big, like dog. See? Or dog.
That's a raccoon.
Raccoon?
I think so. I don't think a coyote would be in there.
I get the.
Eric just found some poop in the garden. And it's so large he thinks it's a coyote, but I think it's probably a fat raccoon. I can't even begin to tell you how disappointing it is that my zinnias are covered in mildew. Which means I am not going to get to enjoy these beautiful, oh my goodness, look at that. These beautiful flowers in my garden. I mean, that's as tall as a tall sunflower. That thing is over 6 feet tall. And no, I cannot have those because of mildew. Today's figs that are edible, and these will be given to the worms. Oh, I forgot what they are. Okay, those are gorgeous. I had a handful of beans that I stuck in these pots with these flowers. That's what it's produced. Basket. Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Collect.
Yeah. Let me go get another basket. We're going to get started on this project. I'm going to take all the good looking sweet potato leaves and try to cook them. We're going to dig up the sweet potatoes, see what's down there, and clean up these beds and possibly put the corn in here. See, I've got new leaves.
Is it good?
Yeah. So what we need to do is just dig it up, I think. Because we've got some nice looking vines here, but then we've got a lot of bad looking leaves too. Okay, how do we do this?
See?
Uh-huh.
See? See?
Yes, I do.
All the way.
Okay.
Oh, and more inside.
Let's just harvest it. We'll get more leaves another time. This is basically the first time I've tried to harvest these. Okay, this one's fine. The big one should have a. All right, got a big one.
Okay.
It's been in there forever. I don't know if it's any good, but
Okay, now you can cut it.
we'll put the. Let's see if there any of these leaves any good. Where are my scissors?
See?
You know what? Most of these leaves have bugs. Can you separate?
Yeah. It's 3.
Okay. Wow, that is crazy. Wow. Just an update on that green okra that I planted. It's gotten eaten up by bugs while I was gone, and it is not thriving. This is one of the mini squash that I had that was on the top of the art studio, and it's covered in mildew, even though it's been sprayed many times. Now, we do have some green growth, but the back of the vine is just covered. Now, this is interesting. This is a pepper. And this is fungi, sort of like that dog vomit fungi that I talked about a couple of videos ago. Here is the corn. and it's looking good, most of it. You'll notice that the vetch that was in these containers before has sprouted up, and corn does not like competition. So I'm going to cut all this vetch. Eric has cleaned out the planters. I'm leaving just an inch of soil in the bottom, and then we're going to put as many of these corn in here in the pots, and then put lots of compost on top. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Break this up like that. Yeah. So they're standing up straight.
Okay.
I had Eric plant some seed potatoes in here when I was gone on my trip before last, and they'd sprouted, but the soil wasn't high enough. I noticed one of the potatoes peeking out yesterday, so he's topping off this raised bed. So we got the green stalk rebooted again. 3 weeks ago, I guess, we put seeds in. We've got marigold. All the top is arugula, and the bottom 2 rows on both are, it's a kale, baby kale assortment. I could be eating that right now. In fact, I think I will cut some for lunch. Look who's back there. Here she comes. That's my girl. Come on. Come on. Eric is having a little lunch, and I'm going to have just a small snack of prosciutto and my figs. Hi. 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 Oh, those desert figs have a really different flavor from the brown turkey figs. Really yummy. Pull it out and let's see what's underneath.
A lot of roots.
These are the roots of the beans. And that's moist, but the rest of the soil is dry. So this Oya does not work very well in this. I have to put it in a round pot, I guess. All right, so we're going to put some more cloth in there to hold the moisture in, and reset the onions. There was a little bit of an accident here while I was gone, and this huge, expensive planter that I have is broken. This whole side is broken. I'm going to put the onions in there.
Really dry, eh?
Yeah, it'll leak out of these things too, but not as bad. We're putting a layer of weed cloth down here just to have a little more protection, and then we're using 2 pots, and that should hold the water in better. Whoops, sorry, I didn't get a grip on it. Maybe we should have done the 5-gallon. Would have filled up the space a little better, I guess. So somehow this got broken while I was gone, and good news, Eric thinks he can fix that pot with some thin sets, so we're going to set that aside, not throw it away, and try to fix it because it's a really good pot. Meanwhile, the goji berries produced a whole new set of goji berries, so I am going to harvest these. Which of course is a lot faster. This is even more than my first harvest. These are my very last tomatoes here. And Eric is over there hacking away at the really big one because it never produced and it's covered in mildew and half of it shriveled up. The zinnias I just took out, he planted one of the echinaceas here. We decided to take out this whole tomato plant, and as we did, where is it, Eric? This is a tobacco hornworm, in case you're not familiar. The tobacco hornworm usually exists in the southern states, and the tomato hornworm, which is a little bit different coloration, is in the north. And you see that little red tail, and they like to freeze when they sense danger, and boy, is there danger ahead for this critter. Wow, that's a long root. This tomato had a 5-foot taproot that went over to the orange tree. Well, it was a huge plant, but it did not produce one tomato, so bye-bye. After visiting Angie's big garden and Liz's big garden, see those two videos, I just think, oh, I just got such a small space to grow annuals, and you know, maybe the focus should just be on my fruit trees and my perennials. I don't know, we'll see. But thanks so much for watching this channel. Please remember to like the videos, watch till the end, let the ads play, help us make a few pennies, and I'll see you in the next one. Ow! Oh. What the hell? Felt like something bit me. Wow. The whole point of packing corn close together is for pollination. Pollen has to fall on a silk for each kernel to form. Think of that. So wind and rain facilitate pollination on corn, but they've got to be packed close together so the dust just goes everywhere around and gets all those silks pollinated.